Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of the Breakdown with Pastor Lee. I'm glad you could join us again. I'm excited. It's the holiday season, and I'm telling you, it's my favorite time of year. But again, thank you for joining us. I want to thank everyone who has been tuning in. We have had some exciting shows. We started the show in close to the end of August. So it's been about 4 months now, and we've been having a really good time, and we've had some great guests. So today we're really going to just be doing a recap of some of the guests that we have had, and I'm telling you, we've been having a lot of fun. We Our first guest was Bishop Williamson. He's the bishop of Kingdom Connection Ministries and a church that I have attended. I had a good time each time that I went, and he agreed to come on as the first guest. And I'm telling you, we had such a good conversation. He and I we talked about actually the title of the show was the flip flop, and we talked about how in in the times today how it seems like things that were not accepted, behaviors that were not accepted, attitudes that were not accepted are now widely accepted. In the times that we live in now, how things have kind of turned over, and the Bible talks about that. Bad, will be good, and good will be bad, and in so many words. But yeah, so that was a really great show, and I enjoyed that, and hopefully. In the future, we may even have him back again. So we had some great guests, and some of them will be coming back again for the next year. So this is, like I said, this is just a recap, and and just also just to give you some insight on what we're going to be doing in the new year. Some of the different things that we just want to lay down the foundation. I tell people all the time, this is a talk show, but it's actually a ministry disguised as a talk show, and we want it to be that way. That's intentional. We want it to be relaxing and fun, and but also informative and spiritual. And you can have all those things all at the same time, and that's what we're trying to do here and make this a comfortable situation where we can have people come on and talk about things of the kingdom that they're doing with their ministries, with they may be apostles, pastors, ministers, prophets, things of that nature. So we welcome people that are in the kingdom to come on. We'll tell you how to do that, how to be a guest on this show in a little bit later. We also had our second guest was Apostle Dowling. Apostle Dowling is the overseer of Praise Temple International Ministry, and we had such a ball. She's so much fun. She's a very what's the phrase? God fearing woman, and just filled with the spirit, and just always fun to talk to. She has so much joy, and that she brings out when you talk to her. I'm always excited to see her in person because she's just a beautiful person, as well as a minister and also an apostle, and she's just an awesome person to have. And so we did a show, and we talked about speaking in tongues, and it was just a good show, informative. We had fun, and it was good to see her. I hadn't seen her in a while, so yeah. In all of these shows, you can actually go and see on Facebook. You can go on and just put in the breakdown with Pastor Lee, and then you'll be able to see all of these shows. I encourage you to go and see them. I'm sure you'll be blessed by anyone or all of them that you decide to see. And so yeah, we had a good time on with that one. And then we also had Bishop Williams. Bishop Williams is the bishop of Judah House of Praise, a church that I'm very familiar with. I'm very familiar with him. He's been a friend of our family for quite some time, and just a great pastor, great bishop, great leader great man. I've known him for quite some time. He was one of the first pastors that I had met at the time he was a pastor when I came into the ministry, and I had the pleasure of meeting him because he was a friend of my mother's, and I was able to meet him and just be able to learn from him and just watch how he went about his ministry and the love that they have for him over there at Judah House of Praise, and it was just always a good time every time I went over there, and he used to frequent coming to my mom's church when she had her church as well, which was Worshipers Interceding for Excellence, and he would come by and visit, and always a joy to see him, and just a beautiful person, and we had the pleasure of having him on, and we were able to talk about prophecy. Paul said that it's good that you speak in tongues, but he would rather that you prophesy, because that lifts up, that edifies, the person that you're speaking to. But yeah, we talked about prophecy, how relevant it is today, how relevant it was then, and that was a great show. I was so excited to be able to have him on, and he's one of those people that I'm quite sure in the future, coming up for the new year, that you'll see coming on again. I'm excited to be able to have him on again, because he's just a very enlightened pastor, and always fun to talk to. Just a beautiful person. He and his wife, First Lady Williams, she's a beautiful person, and they just have a beautiful church. I know his son, and he's gonna be. I'm gonna ask him to come on the show. Hopefully he'll be able to come on, because he has a church as well, so he'll be able to come on in the next year, 2024. So I look forward to that. He's also a great pastor himself, so look forward to that. But yeah, that was a great show we had on prophecy, and then we had, which is probably my favorite show. I mean, all the shows were good, but this particular show was probably one of my favorites. I got a chance to learn a lot. A lot of times when you host shows, you research different topics that you may be talking about, and then you get you get like a background on some different things. You learn a lot about that. But we had missionary Jacqueline Briers on the show. You talk about a powerful woman of God. Uh, I mean, I don't even know where to start. It was just such a great show, and she brought so much to the table, just talking about missionary work, and she literally took everybody who saw that show by the hand and walked them through a day in the life of a missionary for the most part. And I had not known about missionary work, uh, you know, to that degree until she came on the show. I mean, you can read about it, you can talk about it, but she has so many different things that you just have to hear from a missionary and have to hear them break it down the way that she did. And that was such a very, I mean, enlightening show. And I advise you to go back and watch that as well. You can also catch that one on YouTube as well. I'm gonna say on I mean, yeah, YouTube. I'm sorry. So, and as a matter of fact, and I think I said earlier, you can catch the shows on Facebook, but I actually meant to say you can catch them on YouTube. But anyway, so that was just a great show. So many different points that she brought out about missionary work that if you don't know, you if you hadn't talked to a missionary about him, you would never know some of the different things that she said. Very interesting show, and still one of my favorites because I got to learn so much. That's what made it one of my favorite shows. I actually got to listen and hear, and I was kind of in awe, So yeah, I advise you to definitely go back and check that one out as well. We also had Pastor Antoine Williams on the show. This was actually our first guest that was out of town. His church is in Chicago, so I was excited to have him on. He has been a friend of the family as well. He's the pastor at Greater Way Methodist Baptist Church in Chicago, and a great man of God. And I was so glad that he accepted the invitation to come on the show. We had a good time talking with him. I always enjoy talking with him because he's so much fun, and he's so spiritual. He brings it. He's just so passionate about the things of God, and in conversations that you have with him. So that was a really good show, and we talked about how to find God's will, and that was really a good show. So if you uh, able to check that one out, make sure you do that. And so those were our guests that we had ever since August, towards the end of August, and so that's been about 4 months, and we're looking forward to having more guests coming up in the new year. More exciting guests. We're going to have exciting topics, and I just, like I said, I just wanted to thank everyone that has been tuning in, and that will be tuning in, I'm sure, in the future as well. But yeah, we've had some fun. I also want to thank my producer, Apostle Catherine Thomas. She's been doing a great job of producing this show. She does all the behind the scenes things, and that you don't see, that are extremely important to the show. We wouldn't be able to do it without her. She input on the guests and topics and different things, and so she has been a blessing to have as well. And I'm just glad to be able to to have her. And she does so many different things. She has her hands in so many different things, but she really knocks it out the park when she does this show. But basically, but those were the guests that we had. Love you all. If any of those guests are watching, thank you for coming on. And I'm looking forward to having reoccurring guests and different topics coming up for the new year. Like I said earlier, this actually is a ministry. Our whole goal is to be able to provide a place where people can come on the show, talk about things that they're doing in the ministry, talk about kingdom work. Because we're not one specific church. We're just we're a ministry, and people can come on and talk about what their church is doing, different activities, what they're doing. We have people that have written books that will be coming on this year coming up, 2024. So I'm just excited about everything that's going to be going on with the show, and I'm just glad that everyone's been able to support it. And as far as support, you can support the show financially, which we definitely need and appreciate. And you can see the information on the bottom of the screen if you would like to do that. We have had some people do that, and we definitely appreciate that. It goes into the ministry and is used. But yeah, the information is on the bottom of the screen, and how you can actually go about doing that. But I'm telling you, we have had a ball. I thank God for the opportunity to do the show. It's Christmas time. I'm enjoying this time of year. It's my favorite time of year. And I'm telling you, every year around Christmas, something always happens that reminds me, of the special time of year that this is. This is our Lord Jesus Christ's birthday, and we just can't forget that. But there is a certain love that goes out this time of year that you just don't feel necessarily throughout the course of the year, and it's just hard to really put your finger on it. It's just, I think they call it the Christmas spirit, but it's just a special time of year. Be with your family and focus on giving. I was in the store earlier today, as a matter of fact, and I was buying my wife a Christmas gift. Yeah, I know I'm a little late on buying the gift. I'm a last minute shopper, so don't hurt me for that. But I went and got it, and I'm sure she'll love it. But anyway, so I'm in the store, and I'm looking through some things, and so then I saw a lady walk up to a younger lady, and she asked her. She said, "Do you have kids?" And the lady she didn't know, the lady just came from out of nowhere and asked her that, and she kind of looked at her, and I saw the whole thing play out, and she answered. She said, "Yes, I do." And then the lady reached in an envelope, and took some money out and just gave it to the lady. And I'm telling you, it was just moving. And then the lady, she took the money and then and cried. Looked up to God and cried. And it was not a lot of words said, but it was just a beautiful thing to watch. And and that just really hit me. Because that's she didn't know that lady and walked up to her and was like handed her money and it was just a beautiful thing to watch. And I watched the whole thing and I said, God, look at you. Look at God working. No telling what that lady needed or whatever the case may be, but he answered her prayer and I was able to watch it firsthand and it was beautiful to be able to see. And I kept a straight face, the whole time, but I cried in the car. But but yeah, it was a beautiful sight to see. And when you see things like that, because giving is great. Giving is great. I mean, I like to receive, but I like giving. I mean, there's no other feeling that you get from being able to give. And this is a beautiful time. God gave us His Son, and so what we want to do is kind of do the best we can by giving. We can't give a gift as great as that, but we just want to give. But most of all, we want to give love. And I just want everybody to have a good time with their families. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with another show. Thank you again for supporting us, and we just love you. We love you all. And from me and my family, I just want to say, Merry Christmas to everyone. Enjoy your Christmas holiday. Be safe, and God bless you all. And thank you. And you have a great Christmas. I'll see you next year.